Good morning, Chris and Joshua. Good morning, Blake. Good morning, Dax. Good morning, Adriana. Good morning, Brendels. Sorry, I was like a minute late today. Lots happening here at the Giro house. Lots of online school happening. All right, let's stop this. It goes from being my circus music to some Disney music. So I'm just going to turn that off. Good morning, Manny. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Ella. Good morning, Joss. It's doing that blinky thing again today. Not sure why. But this morning we are going to continue our circus with 3 more acts to add. And I did make a second background. Hello, Eliza and Alexis. So I put one of our acts on our original background, and I started that second one, which I made exactly the same, and I put 2 more in there. So I did the 3 total, and then 1 on the original, 2 on the second one. So we're going to start with one that's an animal who can do tricks. We've drawn a baby version of this animal before, I think, in our aquarium, but this is, I guess, an adult. We're drawing it a little differently because it's doing a trick. And I don't have a lot of research information on it, other than it's one of the things it does, an animal that does a little bit of trickery. I think that also probably makes some noises too. But the first thing we're going to do is a seal balancing a ball on his nose. All right, let me get set up here. Let's see. Too many pens over here. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with drawing the actual seal, and his nose is sort of up in the air because he's balancing that ball. So we're going to start with his head. And the nose goes down like that. We'll start with the top part. Good morning, Maverick. And then we're going to give him a little actual nose. And then we're going to go ahead and draw the balls right balanced on the tip of his nose. So it's much different than when I've taught you or taught my students about drawing men, and how when something's sitting on something, it's not ever balancing on the tip. Like when we say when you draw your snowman, the snowballs are not balancing on each other. This is quite opposite of that. This is actually balancing on the tip of his nose. Good morning, Matthew and Morgan. Sorry. You don't need to do a new. You probably can fit all of them in. It's up to you, though. All right, let's add some stripes. The stripes of the ball should curve with the ball. Like, give it that 3D look. If you just did straight lines, it would look flat. But if you curve the lines just a bit, it looks like it's going around the edge of the ball. so let's go ahead and give him an eye. It's in that top. And now you can see he's looking up. He's looking up at the ball, balancing, doing his best. And then, I guess this is the ear. I think they do have little ears. And then a little smile, little whiskers, like that. Now we're going to draw to his body. And his body goes around, and his chest comes down like this. Yeah, the dogs are flipping out a little bit because we have a playroom. It used to be a garage, and now it's a playroom. And they're playing basketball right now. Well, everybody in the family's in there for me. So when everybody's in there and they're out here, they get worked up and nervous, so they start pacing around and whining. And right now, Hank is trying to jump on Ziggy's back. And Ziggy's a nervous wreck. Okay, so now we're going to add a front flipper. And a flipper. And his belly. You don't want him just sitting on the ground. He's got to be performing on some sort of stand. So we don't want to do just a flat line under here. Okay, we're going to give it some 3D. So just like when if we're putting a plate under him, let's see. Give a little, like he's sitting on a disc almost. And then we're going to bring the two sides down. They're going to be a little bit of an angle. And just like we've talked about when we've done desserts and other things, we need to have the bottom of this little sitting on the same curve as this top line. So this curve here has to be shown again down here. And he wouldn't be just sitting on a boring little stand. And the circle would be decorated with bright colors. So I'm going to add triangles. And dots. So the more space you can make for color, the better. Everything in the circus is super bright to appeal to people. Young kids like bright colors. Here you go. Little seal on his cute stand. I'll hold it here for a second and I'll try to get the star of the Giro circus show, Hank the pug. Hank! Come here! He's eating Ziggy's ear, so it's hard to get him away from that. Hanky! I just need to go grab him. So let me go grab him before we start on to character number 2. So I know everybody wants to see him. Hey, let's give his ears a break. Oh, his ears a break. So I got him. I got Captain Chubby. Here he is. Looking good. Wanting to get down so he can go have ears as a snack. All right. Gotta hang for a bit. He'll be back. He needs to go eat Ziggy's ears. Goobs. Okay, let's see. Okay. So next, we have another animal. Oops. And it is another animal we have drawn, but it's going to be performing a circus act, and it's going to be a tiger jumping through a hoop. Now, big cats are a main feature in circuses. Now, they'd have several of them sometimes in different cages or sitting on things and, doing little here. The big one to get a tiger or a lion jump through a hoop that was on flame, fire, flames going around the hoop. But what's scary, I know the look he gave me, I know he gets really mad at me when I from what he's in the middle of doing when he does not want to be. But so cats, or big cats, especially tigers, are terrified of fire. So trying to get to jump through a hoop of fire is really, really cruel. The first big cat act was in 1833, so very long ago. And a circus performer was the first time a circus performer actually got in a cage with 7 cats. And his name was Isaac Van Amberg, and he was the first wild animal trainer in circus history. Little bit of trivia there. Okay. So you're going to be doing some with this. We're going to get the tiger drawn in first, then we're going to draw the hoop. So mine's going to look a little strange, but it's easier to get the proportions right on the tiger first. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with an oval head with a second oval bottom like this. And then some ears. And then let's go ahead and give him a nose. I need to go ahead and color in this. And a little mouth. Right now he's starting to look a little bit of a bear, but he won't look like a bear. Now we'll give him some eyes. Still looking like a bear, but he won't in a minute. Because we're going to add the tiger, distinguishing mark of the stripes. So you'll want to color those in. I'm not going to take the time for that right now. Yeah, I think what we'll start next week is different regions. Depending if I can find enough animals for one region, it might take a whole week, or I might split the week in half and do, like somebody said Savannah, somebody said Outback, somebody said the polar region, tropical rainforest. There's lots of different regions, but some are fewer animals to draw, so we might do two regions in 1 week. Okay, so then we're going to draw his back like this and his belly like this. So it's really important to get that motion of jumping through the hoop. Okay, and then we're going to add this, to make this into an arm here, and then add another one. This. And we're going to bring them here, make one leg here and one here. And of course we need a tail. Tail would sort of be fluttering behind as he dives through that hoop. Before we add all the stripes in, which is super important, we're going to go ahead and draw the hoop. So the hoop's going to be, we're going to pretty much draw two ovals. Even though the hoop would be a circle, it's turned slightly, it's going to end up being an oval. So you're going to start around the head, come around the body, and back up where it would connect. So don't draw over the head or the front part of the body, but you would draw over the back part of the body. So he's going through the hoop, so he's covering this back part of the hoop, but he's covering him on that side, if that makes sense. Yeah, we'll add the stripes. I'm going to add the hoop first. And then you just come in and then you want to here and here. And then so he doesn't look like a tiger head on a bare body, let's go ahead and add stripes. Now if you want to add a fire ring, you can. Make mine have fire because when I'm being scared of fire, I did. But if you want to make it more authentic, probably would have had fire. Go lay down. Adding all kinds of stripes here that I would fill in black. I'm just not going to do it right now. Now he looks like a little tiger. We're not going to have anybody holding up the hoop. We are going to add a little hole here. And then we're going to do the same we did with the seal. Make like a little disc that goes behind the pole. Then yeah. Get on a little stand, and just like we did with the other one, you should give it some color, some shapes. I'm probably just going to do triangles again. It's a good way to break space. Now you have a tiger jumping through. So I have this one, the way I drew it is I have this one set in between my clown and my juggling monkey. The seal is in my second background. on the right side. Okay. And the last one it is a human, actually, a human performer, and a human cannonball. And basically, the gist of the act is a human acts like a cannonball and is ejected from a specially designed cannon. And they shoot across the air. And they usually land on a net or some sort of inflatable, or sometimes even water, depending on where it's being held. And the first human cannonball was in 1877, and it was a little girl who was 1 years old. She was the first human cannonball, and then she continued to tour the circus and went on to work for Barnum and Bailey as a circus performer as a human cannonball. The longest any human cannonball has traveled, 193 feet, and at 75 miles an hour. And actually, somebody just was on America's Got Talent a few years ago. His name was Bello Knock, and he was a human cannonball that got shot over a helicopter. And I don't think the helicopter was like flying; it was grounded. But that was the trick for him to shoot over the cannonball. I mean, the helicopter. Today, even though it is extremely dangerous. Yeah, I say no thanks as well. That would be time. Okay. Let me find my cannonball that I drew, because I like to reference how I did it before. Okay. The best way to start this. Okay. All right. So we're going to start working on our person. And we're going to start with a helmet. We're just going to draw a very simple helmet. You probably need something a little bit more protective than this, but we're just going to make it a pretty simple helmet with a stripe on it like that. Now we're going to go on the bottom of the face here, and we're going to get a really simple face. The really important thing is the eyebrows here. So concerned eyebrows. All right, and he's going to have, let's do it like this. What we're going to draw next is his arm spacing. Two shapes like this. I know it looks strange right now, it'll make sense in a second. Then we're going to add a hand that's coming out of here. So like he's just about to cover his face, like I cannot believe I'm doing this. Like, oh my goodness. Then before we draw the rest of his body, or the rest of his, like the back and all that, we're going to go ahead and draw it so we can see how to fill in the rest. So we're going to draw a curved line right here. So if you want it to be a girl, I would just put her down out of the helmet this way. It's coming out, maybe flowing behind. And then we're gonna make the cannon shape. We can go ahead and get their back in here. And then I'll just, if this was a girl and her hair was coming out the back like this. Then we're gonna add some wheels. You're gonna add one wheel here, the center, then of course erase these lines. And then a second wheel that just comes over here. And then make a little place where they would light it back here. And then to show it being lit, you make like a little spark. And it just sort of looks like a crazy star thing like that. And then you can draw some stars or some other decoration up here. And then your human cannonball is ready to be shot. Oh wait, one thing. Let's make it just the other side of it because you can see the back. In. She is looking a little nervous. All right, so now I'm going to show you my original final. So you can see I put my tiger in the middle, along with my clown and my elephant and monkey from yesterday. And then my second one, which I made it the exact background, and I added this cell and my cannonball guy. Right in the house right now. Let me see if I can. He's laying down. I'm gonna sneak up on him. Oh, you're sleepy. He's one sleepy pug. He's quite a different pug from a few minutes ago. He's very sleepy now. All right. Ziggy's probably laying down in the other room because it's not as crazy in the playroom anymore. So they're all worn out. All right. So an amazing day. Get outside if you can. It's supposed to be today. It's supposed to be super nice tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Bye.